Good morning, YouTube. It is Sunday. I am off to the gym and we are hitting our deadlift maxes today. I haven't done my maxes in probably 2 months because after I did my first cycle, I pulled a muscle, so I kind of felt horrible doing deadlifts, and so I just kind of eased off of them, and then I did just lighter weight. So I'm hoping to pull more than my last max, which was 220, but I'm also hoping to pull more than my squat max, which is 230, because that's kind of like a normal thing. Like pretty much everyone can pull more than they can squat, but we'll see. I haven't been to the gym since last Sunday. Kind of slacking, but I work 2 jobs, so I work about 13 days straight, have 2 days off, and so I was just a little bit drained. I worked, by the end of the day, Friday, I had worked 90 hours in 13 days with no days off, so I was just absolutely drained, so I probably wouldn't have gotten good sessions in anyways, and I just needed to, like, when I wasn't working, I needed to rest. So let's see how these deadlift maxes go. So I went ahead and started out with some hip mobility and some stretches that I like to do before deadlifts, just to get my hips more warmed up for the deadlifts, because that's usually my weak point whenever I am exercising, and that's what I pulled a couple months ago, and that's really bothered me for a while. So I just do like this frog stance and just kind of alternate my weight, so it just warms up each hip. And then I do a wider stance and just push both ways, so it kind of works on my mobility. And this is a really great stretch that you can do even just to work on your flexibility as well. And then I just warm up with the 95 pounds, and I just do about 8 to 10 reps with that just to get warmed up before I start adding on the heavy weight, just because I don't want to get injured, especially when I'm this close to a meet. And it's only, I think now it's like 8 weeks away. And then I make a jump up to 135, and I do about 5 reps with this. As I increase my weight, I do a lot lower reps because I obviously want to conserve my energy to be able to hit that max. So I start out with about 10 and then down to about 5, and then from there I'm just going to do 3 and maybe 1 after that. And then here I'm doing 155, and I'm pretty sure I only do this for about 3 reps, but like I said, you want to ease into that max, so you don't want to make big jumps. I make about 20-pound jumps, and then as I get higher, I do 10-pound jumps. So now I'm at about 185, and you can see when I do this rep right here that my form is still good, but that's when I start to feel that it's a little bit tight in my back, so I went ahead and threw my belt on. This is a belt from Man Sports. If you are looking for a belt, their belt is really good quality and it's very affordable. I think it was only about $60, and I think they're also doing a 50% off sale on their merchandise right now, so that's a really great deal, and I absolutely love this belt. It's great quality. But I went ahead and did 195, and from here on up I use my belt. And like I said, I'm doing 1 rep warm-ups, and now I'm up to 205. That way I can save that energy for my max. I like to tighten up my lats before I come down to lift the bar. That way I can just make sure that my lats are engaged when I am in my set position. Here I'm pulling 225, which I believe is my previous max, or maybe it was 220, and so even this was pretty comfortable, and that's why I felt like I could make a bigger jump. So yeah, 220 was definitely my prior max, and then 225 was pretty comfortable here, as you can see. And then from here I'm gonna make a jump up to 230, I believe. Nope, I went ahead and went for 235. So as you can see, I tighten up my lats and kind of expand them as if I'm doing like a figure pose. And with this one, you can see that I got a really bad grip on it. So as I came up, I just knew, like, it wasn't even my back or my stance or anything. It was just, I didn't have the grip on my left hand. So I just immediately dropped it. I reset, took a breath, and then I went for it again. And this is probably the worst form you'll ever see. Even from behind, you can see that big arch in my back. I just wasn't set up properly, and I just didn't push through my heels, and so it was just a really, really bad rep. So I went ahead and took a second to breathe and just gave myself a second to calm down and get my head into it. and then I went and tried it again. And on these 1 rep maxes, it does sometimes take a while to like actually get the bar up. So as you can see, it takes me about 4 or 5 seconds to actually get this all the way up, but I still get it up, and you just want to keep pulling and pulling and pulling until you get to that peak. And even here, it's not the most perfect form, but my butt didn't bounce like it used to whenever I would hit my max, and I went up a lot smoother. Hi guys, it's me again. So I just came home and look what I got. I forgot I even ordered this because I ordered it so long ago. So I'm gonna try this on for y'all. So this is the only pair I got just because literally the second Gymshark even posts that they're restocked, then everything goes out of stock. So this is the only pair I was able to get in my cart before everything went out of stock. But they are a lot more purple in person. Guys. They're a lot more purple in person than they are online. They look almost like a dark gray online, but they're very, very violet. And I got a size smaller. I have like about, right now, probably like a 27-inch waist because I'm on my thicker side. And I'm like 4'11", so they're a little bit long for me, but all leggings are. But yeah, my legs are a bit on the thicker side right now, but they feel really nice, so I'm really excited. Oh, and if you haven't seen my bodybuilding.com spokesmodel entry, kind of went on a limb doing it, but I thought I'd just, you know, what's it gonna hurt if I try? So if you want to check that video out, then I will put the link in the video. So see you guys next time.